guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Healing Honey. If it's your first time here, let's dive into a juicy topic. I know you guys clicked because the title, huh? No, let's talk about sexual energy and how we can master our sexual energy, because when you're on a spiritual journey, this can be a controversial topic. I'm interested to know your thoughts, so don't be shy. Let me know your thoughts on this. I don't feel that there's a right or a wrong answer because we're all here on our own journey. But sexuality can become controversial because there's just so much shame tied to sex. And depending where in the world you grew up, what you were taught about sex or not taught, there's just always a lot left to discover. I've really changed my perspective on sex, and you guys know I'm over 2 years celibate. I just want to share my thoughts on this with you guys, and let's talk about how we can learn to master our sexual energy, because every single human has sexual energy, okay? So it's not bad. You don't have to feel ashamed. And let's get into some of these juicy topics. So sex is one of the most divine gifts that we've been given from our Creator. Can feel like pure bliss, right? Orgasm, it really connects you to God. It can be a spiritual thing, it can be a healing thing. But in the world that we're living in, a lot of us are never taught about sexual energy, and so we misuse it and we can waste it. When in actuality, sexual energy is so potent. It's life force energy. It's so strong. It's so powerful. So you want to learn about it so that you can be intentional with how you use it. Remember that this is not a religious channel, you guys. This is just, it's a spiritual channel, and people are going to have your own ideas, and it's not about who's right or wrong. It's just about being able to express yourself freely. And here's my take on masturbation. You know, I definitely believe in exploring your body and getting to know yourself on an intimate level, self-love, and feeling free and being able to be in tune with your body. See what feels good to you, see what doesn't. It can be a healing spiritual act, masturbation. That's how I see it. However, everything in life is about balance. And I'm still feeling that Libra full moon energy, you guys. And everything is about balance for health. Okay, so the same thing. Too much of anything is not good for you. And so the way I see masturbation is it can be healthy and it can be healing, and you deserve to feel pleasure. Don't let anyone shame you. Especially as women, we've been taught on a subconscious level that our bodies are only for a man's pleasure and that we shouldn't feel our own. And that's why in some parts of the world, women's clitoris is clipped off, like cut off, and all these horrific things. There's a lot of fear around sex because of how powerful it is. And so if you feel inclined and if you're curious, I don't see anything wrong with masturbation. However, as I mentioned, too much, like if you start to indulge too much, it can become harmful. It can become addictive. And be aware that when you orgasm, you are releasing, you're losing that energy. So sexual energy is so powerful, right? It's creative energy, it's life force energy. It can literally create a whole new life. It's the most powerful thing in your body, the kundalini energy, right? And so if you masturbate and you climax, you are gonna feel so drained afterwards, like you're releasing it. Now, there's good and bad to everything. The positives of masturbation: self-love, getting to know yourself better, connecting with God, setting an intention for healing, setting an intention for love, setting an intention to manifest something you want. It could be something like money in the physical plane. It could be a committed partner. It could be a healing, something in your life, but wanting to manifest, bring something from the unseen to the seen realm. You can use masturbation as a tool with intention because it's powerful and potent energy. At the same time, it can become addictive. You can start to just do it just for like too often, and then it can drain you, because I've noticed that if I do indulge in that, and I do consider it an indulgence, because I see things with spiritual eyes, or try to. If I go ahead and take part in that, afterwards it can completely deplete me. And now I'm sleepy, now I need to rest. And so again, you want to find a balance. But the sad thing about the world we're living in is that there's so much shame tied to it that people feel like they can't even talk about these things, not with their parents, the church, and people can go to extremes, either really suppress it and then something bad can happen that way, or just start wilding out and going about it in unhealthy ways. And so that's why masturbation to me is a healthy way to explore your own sexuality and get to know yourself and feel pleasure. That's really important for us. It's from your sacral chakra. And so if it's blocked, you're gonna have things like creative blocks, repression, suppression, maybe your period stops. I'll link my sacral chakra video down below, but let me know your thoughts on masturbation. What I've really come to realize, and what made me want to make this video, is that I had to realize that, wait a minute, it's nothing to play with. Like, it might seem like, oh, it's a harmless thing. I'm not hurting anybody. That's my choice. I'm grown. I'm not messing with anybody, so it's my body. All those things are true. But I've come to realize recently that a lot of times it's healthier for me to reserve that energy for myself, pour it into my work, or just preserve it. I'm curious to know, if you're in a relationship, do you think that masturbation is still allowed, or would it harm the relationship? Everybody has a different perspective, most likely. Let me know yours down below. Backtrack to a few years ago, right? When I first started my spiritual journey, taking my relationship with God more seriously, getting to know myself more, the first thing that left my life as I was having a spiritual awakening was sex. That was actually the bridge that led me into my spiritual journey. I made a decision to just cut off the person that I was seeing like casually. I want to head in a different direction in my life. And so I stopped having sex. And after a couple of months, what that did for me is I then decided to stop smoking weed. And then after that, I decided to go plant-based. And so it was a chain effect. But the first thing that left my life was sex. So it's not that sex is bad, but it's sacred and it's a spiritual act. And so like, if you're not in a really healthy relationship, it can hurt you. Sex can hurt you more than heal you, you know? And so we want to remember that how we use it matters. That led me to my celibacy journey and a deeper connection with myself. When you're on a celibacy journey, it's a time to just release and purge, like release your past, let it go. I would say too, you guys, just remember that our bodies are sacred and divine, and God dwells within you. So I feel like when you are tapped into your intuition, you're going to know if are your intentions pure? You know, are you overindulging? Are you like watching porn, or are you actually just curious about your body, wanting to pleasure yourself? It's a tricky topic. I mean, I grew up Catholic, and I know that we pretty much were just taught that everything was just under sexual immorality, and you know, don't even think about it. Don't even look at anybody in that way. Don't you dare touch yourself. Don't even do nothing till you're married, and all those things. And so whatever floats your boat, you know. But I would definitely say, you guys, stay away from porn. Porn is so harmful. The images that we see go straight into our subconscious mind, and they can be trapped there, locked there for so long, and we're not even aware of it. And so you want to pay attention to the things that you see visually with your eyes, the things that you hear, and remember that this is spiritual warfare here on earth. So we're being targeted and we're being tempted by evil at all times. Okay, it's kind of like you're in a video game and you have choices to make, right, at every moment. And so that's where you're getting into the darker side of something like masturbation, and where it can become addictive and just I've even noticed on TV, like if I turn on my TV, they'll have big print with really crazy words like murder, and just when your third eye is opened and you start to see things for what you start to see the subliminal messages, you'll realize that we're being targeted to lower our vibration. So you want to keep your vibe high. You want to focus on the good. You want to focus on positive, because what you focus on grows. You want to focus on love. You want to focus on the outcome you want and not what you don't want. And so if you engage with something like porn that's very low vibrational, to me it's super intrusive. You're like watching two people you have nothing to do with or whatever go at it, like that has nothing to do with you. Everything is energy, so you're becoming entangled in their energy. Anyone else who's viewed that, it's just a lot of darkness when we're talking about it spiritually. I recommend you just don't even mess with that. So once again, those images can be locked in your mind. And something I've noticed for myself is, even though I don't do that, but I used to, I might have a dream and something appears there. And that's what I'm saying, everything is so deep. And so protect your energy. And if you're gonna masturbate, have a pure intention. Focus on love, focus on your partner, or, make it a spiritual thing. Be intentional, be aware. Don't just be mindlessly doing something that powerful. And that's the point of this video. Your sexual energy, learning how to master it. It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's wrong, but be aware of it. Be intentional, be conscious of it, and then use it on purpose. Let's move into celibacy, you guys. So celibacy is, if you don't have a healthy partner, then my suggestion is to just be celibate, just work on yourself, focus on yourself. And it's very healthy, it's very beneficial for everyone, at some point in your life. And I would say just pour that energy into you, because when you have sex with somebody, their entire, you guys merge into one at that moment. So you don't want to be out there with a bunch of different people, or people you don't really know, or people who don't really care for you, because it's going to cause a lot of chaos in your inner world and just inflict a lot of wounds that could have been avoided. And so always look at your intentions. Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling, whatever it is? Are you seeking love in that way? Because you guys, let me tell you that sex is not the way to go about love. Having sex with somebody is not going to make them love you. It's not going to it might create a bond, but it could be a trauma bond. Real love has a deep foundation, and it's based in friendship and mutual respect and care, alignment and a true connection. And then sex is the icing on top. And so in the world, we're going about it backwards, where it's people are just having sex and then trying to get to know each other, and things can go wrong that way. And so if you are in a place like that, then I definitely recommend celibacy, because it's just gonna give you a break. Let your body take a rest. Let your mind take a rest. Focus on yourself, heal your heart. Let your body just relax and be in a safe space for yourself to heal and to do some inner work on yourself. Get in a healthier place mentally. And then when you're ready, attract a healthy relationship into your life. And that's what I feel about celibacy. It's it's healing, it's a break, and it's a way to connect to yourself deeper, which God is within you and everywhere. You build that relationship with God, with yourself, instead of your partner, or whoever you're seeing. And so it's really beautiful. At first it might be kind of hard. You might feel temptations, it's natural. But for me, it's been over 2 years, and what I've discovered about myself is I've gotten to the root of, okay, what are my true needs? What do I actually want in a partner? Not just what looks good on the outside, but what do I truly value in somebody else, And so you get to know yourself better, and so that you can just level up, you know what I mean? And so it's beautiful. But if you are in a healthy partnership, then sex is a very healing act. If you guys just do it consciously. And I've been looking into Tantra and studying Tantra a little bit because I think it's really interesting. It's basically sex, but in a having spiritual sex type of thing. And so there's just so much to learn about sexual energy. But let me know your thoughts on this video, you guys. We touched on, we talked about masturbation, celibacy, how to master your sexual energy. I was just laughing because now that I'm grown, I was hearing that song by, it's by Marvin Gaye, right? Sexual Healing. And it's just like, it makes so much sense. Sex is a healing act when done properly, when done in a loving relationship. So turn off the music videos, turn off the TV, don't go to the world, and don't pay attention to any of this mess out here, you guys. Real love still exists. Sex should be healing. Sex is sacred, and it's an energy exchange. So be wise with your body. And I'm sending you so much love and so much power and so much healing into your life. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
I love that girl's aesthetic. Should I go holler at her? Get her number? What am I, 30? I'm gonna ask for a snap.